Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the Unicorn Painter. Today we're trying to finish the army once and for all. We're a little bit far away, so we're gonna be painting some 18 Sister Repentia that I have left to do. So take this more of a tutorial, sort of how I do things than anything else. I'm starting with like some rose flesh, like a very pinkish kind of flesh to go for the sisters. I want them to be like kind of unhealthy looking in a way. I don't know if that makes sense. So gonna try to make them very pale, so just putting some basic skin from AK Interactive on the airbrush. Not going sanitally or anything, just like highlighting a little bit all the features and the muscle groups and the faces, and just ideally anything that has to do with like, oh, here like naturally lighter, but I want them to really feel close to what my army has been. So I'm using the same 3 mixes of colors for the armor, the clothes of the Repentia superior. And also to unify every Repentia a little bit, I'm just painting the chain swords, the same recipe. It was a bit of nerve-wracking, the idea of painting them without like masking or anything, but like most of them are holding the swords in a way that made it sort of easy to go with the airbrush without having to worry a crazy amount about it. I think it's interesting to see how different miniatures that have like different profiles and like not profiles and in a gaming sense, but like in a shape and colors and textures and other stuff that are part of the army, but they don't look like most of the army, can be tied in to how I painted everything else in a cohesive way, both by using some of the same colors and the same techniques, as we'll explore later. I'm a bit unsure on if I did the right thing for them, or like if I should have tied everything else, like all the Repentia with the white-ish robes, which would have been like so much more work for painting 18 of them. If I paint any other batches, maybe I will explore that, just maybe by painting the skin and then masking it off with some liquid mask. But for now, this is what we have. So we follow with the Brigandine Brown and a little bit of a kitchen sponge, literally the most trashiest one that I could find, you know, that I could buy like 5 for like, I think it was €2. And it's gonna last me forever, so I just use it for chipping and any other thing that needs some randomness to begin with. After all the chipping, I go with the brush to sort of reverse highlight the edges with the same color and to add a little bit more definition both to the shapes and a little bit on the weathering on all of those. I am using Vampire Flesh, extremely diluted with speed painting medium and airbrush thinner to create like a wash, like some sort of overall filter and wash for the whole skin to add that clearly not super healthy look to the miniature. And here is something that I think I did a little bit wrong. I went with the same 50-50 oil wash for all the miniature to tie in the skins. I thought like, oh, it needs to be more grimdark and all the colors. And first of all, it was not the same amount of time that I usually leave it to dry. And second, it kind of killed a little bit the purple. But after that, I was like, okay, whatever. And I just went in with the black speed paint to fill in everything that was going to be both metallic or the clothing. So it'd be like, oh, just using something slightly easy to paint in that sense. Like, okay, black clothes, like the Repentia, they don't have too much in the sense of a wardrobe. So for the rest, I just use the same mixes as I've been using so far and everything. The two of my favorite golds, 50-50 mixed, to create this sort of desaturated gold that looks pretty but nothing super gaudy or extremely warm or anything. I just wanted something interesting but also not like extremely dark. Painting all the details is just an exercise in patience because they have so many small details and there were 18 of them plus the 2 superior, so 20 minutes, it takes a little bit of time. I just put on some series in the background and I was pouring through because it's the only thing that you can do with these things. And for the metal, we're going with gunmetal as always. I'm just curious right now on like how are they going to play for the new edition, if they're going to have like very impactful changes on anything, both in like unit sizes. I know as a Repentia, originally they came like weird numbers because of the release box, and same with the Arcoflagellants. So we'll see. Parchment is Skeleton Horde over the parchment that I hid a little bit with one of my highlight colors for the sword. So it'd be like slightly desaturated before putting it in. And after the Skeleton Horde has dried, I went in with Bonny Matter to add that more of like weathered look to it. It's not straight Bonny Matter. I think it has like a little bit of speed paint medium to lower the intensity of it. But after having achieved like a tone that I sort of like it, I went in with my Aqua Alchemy diluted extremely thin to create the Verdigris effect, at least the base of it, on a lot of the minis. And all the small gold details, they get covered with this. They are not the most clean sisters in the world, and as much as they try to keep good care of their gear, take good care of the gear, like all the normal metal parts are just like washed with some strong tone, as it'd been like grease or like maintained usually, but not like in the best way. And after that, I just grabbed an off gray and hid all the erased volumes of the mini to create a bit more definition on anything that was supposed to be black. And here and there in some of the parchments that were extremely dark to start building up a little bit that color. And at this point, I needed to tie in the bases with these golds and everything else that needs to go in because there's some flames to be painted. So I opted to go first for the bases before being fully done with any other thing. If you are careful, you can simply do them as I do with the Airbrush, just load a little bit of Brigandine Brown and go ham. The candles get painted with the usual, the Nocturnal Red, I think it's called, from Vallejo. And then I use some whiting to create the base for the fire effects and everything else. which gets followed up by like some yellow ink through the airbrush to start creating the baseline of like how much that light is emitting. I am not very good at painting some things, so I try to fake it as best as possible, which I think it's my good ability, you know, fake it till you make it. Same with the red, you know, I'm not very good at painting flames, so they look passable, they look decent. I think they sell the effect of fire, and just highlight them until they are red, and then just a little bit of a dry brush of black at the tops to simulate the smoke, and you have some flames. Here I'm highlighting the bases with urban buff, which I would also use a little bit for all the parchment and some of the black parts that require a little bit more oomph, for a lack of a better word. And the truly maddening part of the painting Repentia, at least in this amount, was doing all this scribbling on every single one of the parchment. It's like, oh, you know, they're small and stuff. Yes, but they're like so many. And the points that I was not happy, I ended up covering with blood in this step. The Repentia, these ladies don't have like, I imagine they wash them with like a hose at the end of the day if they are lucky. So they're gonna get covered in blood. A lot. So I used Dry Blood by Army Painter to create a darker, more grimy blood effect on them. After that, you don't have much more to do than paint your base rims, and there you have them. I am 50-50 and decided on if I like them or not, so I'll let you decide down below in the comments what you think about them. Well, that was it. I'm really happy that you are here and you finished watching the little video today on painting skin and how I try to approach it, because painting skin on 18 Cis Repentia at the same time can be a little bit maddening. I'm really happy with how they look, and I'm really excited to now get to play some final game for the edition with the full army. And we just have one more unit that we're going to be painting next week for the army to be 100% finished. Finished in the sense of like I've painted everything. It'd be like, at the moment I think we're like good 2,000, but with the unit next week we should be a bit more. So yes, I'm really excited. So I'll see you next week. Bye bye.